I mean, I'm sure you probably saw it. I know we posted on FightHype. Gary Russell said he was sending you guys a term sheet or something with his demands.
Yeah. Well, as far as, like I said, as far as I know, that's what was going to happen. He said that when he got off the line, he said before he gets off a line that the lawyer and us would probably been to receive something, but we haven't gotten anything, not one time. We sent over that term sheet and we didn't get any response to it or nothing. And it wasn't that we didn't want to make the fight, because we definitely want to make the fight, don't get me wrong. But, time is money. You know what I'm saying? You don't do business like that. When he gave us a demand, he said, Friday, we got to Friday. I was back at him in 12 hours,
Yeah.
So.
Yeah. No, I remember.
I said 24, but it was actually 12.
Wow.
So, it was the next morning.
So I'm just, maybe I didn't hear this right, but I just want to make sure you got I know he had a sheet. He showed a sheet.
Let me just tell you this, B. I've never received anything of a response to Gary Russell Jr. or his team. Not one time.
Wow.
Not never. We sent over a offer, and we were open for anything that he needed to redline and send back. I didn't receive nothing. So I mean, with that saying, I mean, I guess, he ain't trying to do nothing, which is somewhat disappointing, because I think that we did a whole lot to make this thing happen. And Devin fights November the 7th.
Well, what
we knew that.
Well, what? But I mean, why do you think he's doing this? Like, why? Because I'm sure if we put this video out tomorrow, I feel like he's gonna have another video on Instagram with some other story.
That's like Devin calling Mr. Cap, because he's going. He got one cap after the next one. You know what I'm saying? And the only thing that we said was send over a reply to the term sheet, because that's the only way that things can happen. At this point in time, I have to just question Mr. Russell's, not only his word but his sanity. You know what I mean? I don't think he's operating in a business sense, that he's doing the right thing for his business. Maybe he's in his feelings about something, or he's just responding. Maybe the fans kind of got him responding, and he doesn't want to respond. He doesn't want to fight. But I haven't received anything.
So even while you were dealing with that, you guys already had a date, November 7th, right?
Right.
So, I mean,
well, see, let me clarify that. What happened was that we had a date. Devin hasn't fought all year,
right?
So the November 7th date, we had that date. When we talked to Mr. Russell, it was maybe 9 weeks away that we actually had DAZN approve the fight,
right?
But we were actually negotiating properly, or talking about the fight properly. Maybe even. They hold my word to everything, so it was longer than 8 weeks.
Well, no, I mean, I do remember that Eddie Hearn was talking about, the DAZN schedule. He was meeting with DAZN, and I remember he did a couple interviews saying that, Devin Haney is going to be coming back in November. He might have said the specific date, but he definitely mentioned the target that both, he and the network, or the app, I guess, whatever it's called, DAZN, were working on. So I definitely know you guys were working towards something.
It is a network. DAZN is a broadcasting network.
Is that
on an app?
Okay. Well, I wasn't 100% sure. I mean, I definitely know that they have the type of reach of a network, but I didn't know if they actually called themselves. I didn't know if the TikToks and the DAZNs of the world considered themselves like networks. Okay, that's what's up. That's what's up. Well, having said that, then just like any other network, they got to work out their schedule. They have an idea. I think they even mentioned a date for Danny Jacobs, a date for Golovkin. They were already kind of putting their schedule together. So you guys kind of knew, all right, well, we're going to be working towards this date. So that kind of put the full court press on trying to get that fight done with Gary Russell, right?
Yeah, which means that we got money for both families, the Russell family and our money, and us, of course. So that was something that was ideal going into it, that we knew that if we could get the money right, then the date shouldn't be a problem for Mr. Russell, because what he had said before was, and if I think that you remember, Devin said, "You're too small," and he said, "Too small." He said, "All I got to be is 131 or 130, you know what I mean? And I'm ready to go." And you see, I'm on the scale right now. Which gave us every indication that he was ready.
Yeah, I think he weighed like 143 on the scale.
Yeah, 143. And he says, I'm ready to go. So it was, like I said, it was extremely disappointing that we weren't able to make it happen on November the 7th. But I didn't rule out it happening. I just needed Gary to tell me the date. And if he wanted to do it in 2021, then give me a date. Yeah. But he has yet to send over a date. And I feel compelled to continue to try to make the fight happen, because you guys and the media have did so much for us.
Right.
In terms of building, in terms of raising Gary's profile, raising Devin's profile. And I just think that we definitely owe it to the fans. So I continually to pursue Gary Russell and get him in the ring, in hopes of making this fight happen for Devin and the fans, of course.
Well, I know, DAZN being a network, just like we were saying, all networks, they have to operate by schedule. They got to, they have a time to promote fights and this, that, and the other. So I'm guessing it's probably getting to the point now where, I mean, it's not really a matter of moving on, but it's a matter of, dotting some I's and crossing some T's on, a potential fight that can happen. So having said that, are you guys leaning more towards Gamboa now?
Oh, yeah, actually, well, yeah, and, and shout out to Gamboa and the whole, Gamboa's team who continually to step up against tough opposition. No different than what he did with Tank almost under a year ago, what he has did with Terrence Crawford, what he has did with who else he fought? I fought Salido, I believe, but that was early on. Who else he beat? He beat
Gamboa?
Johnny Gonzalez. Did he beat Johnny Gonzalez, I believe?
Did he fight no, I'm trying to remember. Did him and Beltran fight?
He beat Salido, and then
he beat Salido. I know he beat what's his name? Ponce de Leon, right? I know he moved up and fought Crawford. He's been in with a lot of dudes.
Rene Alvarado. Jason Sosa. He beat Jason Sosa majority decision.
Oh yeah, the Sosa fight. Yeah.
Roman Martinez.
Yeah, he's been in with a lot of dudes.
He beat Darlie Perez. Remember Darlie Perez? Darlie Perez. He had a little promise.
Yeah.
I don't know what ended up happening to him.
Yeah. The Crawford fight was the one where he moved up, right? Where Gamboa moved up? Yeah. Yeah. Ooh, Crawford was a bad boy at 135.
Yeah, and 140, right?
Of course. Yeah, I want to see him in some fights at 147. Yeah, no, Gamboa's been in some fights. I mean, obviously the one that everyone's going to remember that he was in was the last one with Gervonta Davis. But I think that's what makes that such a good fight for you guys, because everyone's going to remember his last fight, which was Gervonta Davis. And,
of course.
He was, I don't know, what did they officially say happened to? Was it his Achilles? Something happened to his Achilles, right?
I think he tore his Achilles in the second round, similar to Dev tore his labrum in the second round. So, I mean, those guys are warriors, man, to have those kind of injuries and to continue to fight, and especially for Gamboa in there with a guy that has dynamite in both hands, and Tank Davis. And arguably, I believe that Gamboa is the toughest guy on Tank's resume as well.
Yeah.
Pull it up if you can take a look.
I mean, I'm pretty sure. I mean, it'd be hard to argue that anybody else was a more accomplished.
Exactly.
You know what I'm saying?
Exactly.
So yeah, I mean, the only other name I think would probably be on the Gamboa level on Tank's resume would be Pedraza, right?
Right.
Yeah. Pedraza good too, though. Pedraza good too. Yeah, man, those are, listen, Gamboa is no joke. Gamboa is no joke. I would assume that's probably why you guys, I mean, if that is going to be the next opponent, like, you got to start preparing, you got to start game planning, all that stuff, right?
Did you see that Antonio Moran and Devin Haney fight? Antonio Moran went 12 with Pedraza, and Devin destroyed Antonio Moran. You know? So that was kind of like our measuring stick with Pedraza. And I think Moran had moments in the fight with Pedraza.
Gamboa gonna be that measuring stick for Tank. Well, no, I mean, you guys sparred before too, though. So.
Yeah, but for the people, you know what I'm saying? Like I say, you know, the people are the ones that we do it for. You know that they're the ones that pay. They're the ones that show all the passion and the energy for the champions. So we definitely want to give them something that they want. And what I'm just compelled to tell the people is that we try to get everybody. Give Gamboa his props for stepping in there and raising his hand, because that's not an easy thing to do with Devin.
Well, you know, I mean, you're right, 100%. I think a lot of times people are, I don't want to say confused, but they might not have all the information about why this fight's not happening or that fight's not happening. I mean, you talk about Teofimo and Lomachenko fighting. I mean, technically it should be Lomachenko and Devin Haney fighting if, you know, we go back to the history of, you know, how the rankings all came out and who was mandatory and who wasn't mandatory. But you know, business and politics play a role in all that. So, you know, sometimes these fights can't be made. I think Gamboa is a good fight, though. I like that fight for you guys. I like it's gonna be fun. Gamboa always comes to fight. So what's not to like?
Yeah, I mean, he's a warrior, bro. Yeah, he's a warrior, for sure.
Yeah.
He ain't coming to lay down. I mean, he didn't lay down on Tank. And Tank hit him with some hellacious shit, and he kept going. You know, so in terms of Devin and Tank, they're two different style fighters. Devin is the ultimate true boxer, and Tank is a brawler, knockout artist. You know, so and styles make fights. I think that the Gamboa that'll come will be interesting. It'll be a good fight.
Yeah, that's what's up. How many weeks away are we from November 7th?
I think it's like
7?
Yeah, I think it is.
Ooh. Yeah. Well, I mean, look, if you ain't get nothing back from Gary Russell, what can y'all do?
Man, exactly.
You know?
Exactly. Hey, Mr. Russell, where's that email?
That's it. That's what's funny. All it takes is an email. You ain't even got to drop it in the mail, right?
I'll tell you what. If your electric is cut off over there, let me send you something, man. You know, you got the Wi-Fi. Is the Wi-Fi working? Hey, let me ask you this, though. If you don't pay your cable bill, do your Wi-Fi still work?
That's fucked up. I mean, I guess it depends on the type of Wi-Fi you have. I mean, you might, you could get Wi-Fi through different services, so I don't know, but
I don't know. Something might be wrong with his Wi-Fi.
Well, we'll know if we get a response. We'll know if he jumps on Instagram. So I'm sure he'll have a response.
Don't jump on Instagram. Go to Kinko's.
I'm sure there'll be some type of response if he's still on. I'm assuming that.
I don't want no response. I want my phone to do that little alert. Ding.
I just don't see that. It just even.
Hold on.
Yeah.
Let me check my email. Hold on 1 second. Let me.
Yeah.
Check my email.
I don't think you're gonna have anything.
Hold on, no, let me check this. I'm not telling. Okay, nothing.
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 Well, I was gonna look. Just judging from the way he was talking in the video, I mean, he sounds like he's trying to push it back. I'm not gonna say push it back, but he's trying to keep a floating date for the fight. So, I know he mentioned January or something like that. I mean, that he'd go as late as January 2021. So maybe you guys can slide. Maybe you can slide this in with Gamboa, and maybe you can come back to that.
Oh, you heard him say that January to what's the name 30th, right?
Yeah, something like that. Something like that.
It.
Yeah.
Yeah, we with it.
Yeah, he can if you don't send nothing back soon, he can get next.
Man, we with it, man. Listen, let me tell you this though. Listen, the duck tree is real, and Mr. Russell, you will be added to that tree if you don't answer up. We're on your helmet, and we're not gonna stop. We owe the fans this fight, so send an email or answer your telephone. Me and Ben been trying to call you.
That's what's up.